Okay,
60
people,
seconds.
due to the electrical storm, we are running a bit slow today, so please be patient and report any small fires. Thank you.
Look out!
Hey there, my name's Raul. Congratulations on successfully installing the game. And, you know, the game's a bit of a memory hog, I'll be honest, so we had to dump some of your personal files. Look like love notes and poetry. Nothing important, so don't worry about it. Tell me how many people are playing today. Groovy. Player 1, I need a name, preferably yours. Okay then, player 2, we're waiting on you. Thank you. Player 3, bring it on
45
home.
seconds.
Type. Another thing, are you looking for a 7-question game or a 21-question game? Oh boy.
30 seconds.
Player 1, your buzzer is the letter Q as in Queen. Ellery Queen. Player 2, you buzz in on B. B as in Barnaby Jones. Player 3, you have the letter P as in Peter Potamus.
20 seconds.
Right, so there was Patty Duke, and then who played the other one? Her cousin.
20 seconds. All right, listen, this is real easy, but people screw it up royally all the time. When a question comes up, if you want it, buzz in. Then hit 1, 2, 3, or 4 to pick an answer. Got it?
10 seconds.
Good
9,
luck.
8, 7.
All right,
6,
we're going. Lose the
5,
desktop.
4,
Let's go to black.
3.
When man's best friend gets a little too friendly.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Welcome to You Don't Know Jack TV. Oh, look at this. I got 3 people who could think of nothing better to do with their time. It's pathetic. Hey, look at you 3. It's like hands across the keyboard. Let's play. We're going to get started by passing out the hardware. About those screws, if a question comes up and your neighbor over there looks like Jethro trying to hook up a VCR, that's probably a good time to screw them. Buzz in, hit the S key, and then they gotta answer it, okay? Now, put down the TV guide. It's time for the real thing. Pick a category, player 1.
Question 1 is taped before a live studio audience.
May I introduce TV and New Year's resolutions. You get it right, you get 2K. So, how you doing with your New Year's resolutions? Yeah, I thought so. Considering what began on January 2nd, 1971, which of these New Year's resolutions would you have no choice but to keep? To lay off on the alcohol ads, to give up cigarette commercials cold turkey, to not talk. No, but is watching Hogan's Heroes really such a crime? Player 2, player 3, who's gonna get it? Player 2. Hello? No alcohol ads? Apparently you haven't turned your TV on in the last 25 years. Player 3, it's all up to you. Player 3, have at it. On January 2nd, 1971, they implemented the ban on cigarette commercials. And of course, for those people who couldn't handle the withdrawal, there was the nicotine commercial patch. Player 3, why don't you pick one? For your enjoyment, the Yellow Brick Road is under construction. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. Get the wax out of your ears, it's question time. If the lion from The Wizard of Oz were to come to TV to find courage, in which of the following places would he most likely find it? The hotel on Have Gun Will Travel, the ranch on Have Gun Will Travel. How about don't have right answer, will lose cash. Player 1, player 2, player 1. The name of the fort on F Troop is Fort Courage. Problem is, once he gets there, they'll probably treat him like crap anyway. Something I heard about strays in the military, I don't know. Player 1, what's up?
This is question 3.
Well, what do we have here? Your question, should you choose to accept it. Let's see what you'll do for $1,000. Okay, let's say you receive one of those mission tapes like they have on the show Mission Impossible. Which of these would you have exactly enough time to do between the end of the mission tape and the time that it self-destructs? Recount your knees. Take Player 1, player 3, grab it. Player, you're embarrassing me. You want it, player 3? It's all you, player 3. The mission tapes on Mission Impossible always self-destruct in 5 seconds. Just enough time to reheat some tofu. Of course, depending on the size of your microwave, heating times may vary, and whatever you do, don't put aluminum foil in there. Good luck, Jim. It's all you, player 3. What do you want? Hey, player 3, time to move on to bigger and better things. Don't worry about players 1 and 2. They'll get over it. It's time for you to play This or Dat. And this or Dat questions category is, remember how you laughed at Fox? This is it. I'm going to read off 7 titles to you. For each one, I need you to tell me if it's a show on the UPN network or a show on the WB network. As each one comes up, if it's a UPN show, press 1. If it's a show on the WB, press 2. And press 4 if you want to skip it. I'm going to add 500 to your score for a right answer. And you lose 500 for each one you get wrong or that you don't get to. All right, give me 30 seconds on the clock. It's showtime. Star Trek Voyager, UPN or WB? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The Parenthood. Moesha. The Wayans Brothers. Clueless. Unhappily Ever After. We're going to pick up that one you passed on. The Parenthood. That'd be 7. Hey, you got 4 right. Great job of guessing. Let's throw that onto your total. Enjoy those tables stretch. Let's have a category, player 1. Coming at you. What is that smell? You give me a right answer, I'll give you $3,000. Put it in gear, because here we go. If you were to brown nose a TV character named Brown Shoe, up whose butt would your nose be shoved? A hard-working factory worker's. Wow, nobody ever picks that one. Player 1, player 3, go after it. It's all yours. 10-Speed and Brown Shoe was a short-lived 1980 detective series, so your nose would be firmly planted in a detective's butt. Or if you'd rather, you can sniff the seat of a 10-Speed. Same difference. Player 1, your choice. Open wide and get ready for Who Needs Love When You Can Just Watch TV? How does $2,000 sound? Hey, you remember that made-for-TV movie Goddess of Love? Yeah, well, do your best. Considering who played Venus in the TV movie Goddess of Love, which of these casting choices might you also expect to see? Michael J. Fox as Cupid. Well, they are both kind of small and ornery, but you're wrong. Player 1, player 3, grab it! Player 3, do it! No, adverb, used to express the negative of an alternative. You want me to read some more? Player 1, you can take it! Player 1! The Goddess of Love in the TV movie of the same name is played by Vanna White. So, one might think, nay, hope, that Pat Sajak would play the King of the Gods. Yeah, I always thought that Pat Sajak had a weird power. It's almost as if he's in charge of some sort of Wheel of Fortune or something. Player 1, why don't you give me a category?
Hi.
Ordered. Don't shoot. Got him ordered.
Tonight.
Savory.
I love you, question 7.
This category is known as Double Down. $2,000 for a correct answer. All right, imagine the Doublemint Gum people are filming a new Double Your Pleasure commercial, but they can't seem to find the right twins to cast. If the Doublemint people decide to hire only sitcom characters that are played by 2 different actors, which of the following characters will be left out of the commercial? Darren Stevens from Bewitched, Chris Partridge from The Partridge Family, Fred Mertz from... Nope, 2 different actresses played the role of Becky Connor. 3 if you count the first Becky twice. 2 different actors did play Chris. The first one just disappeared, and the second Chris looked amazingly like a cross between Mrs. Partridge and Reuben Kincaid. Yeah, if the buses are rocking, don't bother knocking. Player 1, it's yours if you want it. It's all yours, player 1. Beautiful. William Frawley was the only actor to play the crusty but lovable Fred Mertz. And I just said crusty butt, didn't I? Player 1, tell me what's next. I believe this one is called Bonehead Hangouts. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. See what you can do with this one. Considering its name, how might the kids from Saved by the Bell describe a bad meal at the local hangout? Gag me with the spoon, choke me with the swizzle stick. Choke me with the swizzle stick? They can't say that on network TV, can they? Player one, player two. After school, all the morons, the kids from Saved by the Bell hang out at the Max. Although I doubt they'd even know if the food was bad there. I mean, they hardly eat more than like a French fry. Player two, how about a category? Let's have a big warm welcome for Cliff's Notes you don't even have to read. I got $2,000, says you don't know this one. Hey, remember how psyched you were in school when they made you read a book that was already a movie? Yeah, don't talk to me about it, I know. Since one of its most famous episodes is done entirely in verse based on Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew, which show could kids watch instead of reading some dumb play? There's this episode of Moonlighting that's filmed all in verse, and it's based on Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew. And for all you parents and teachers out there getting ready to write letters of complaint, bring it on, baby. Player three, pick a category. All right, give it up for budding child stars. $1,000 at stake on this one. Hey, you know how those Budweiser frogs sit around in that commercial and they go, Bud, Bud, Bud. Great stuff, right? Well, which of these sitcom characters would think that the TV was calling him when the Budweiser frogs were saying, Bud? Arnold's pal Dudley on different... Player two, go! Now, come on, Urkel. Like violence is never the answer. Player one, player three... What you talking? Nah, forget it. What do you say, player one? Player one, do it. Oh, blech. Oh, my God. Here, you taste it. What do I gotta feed you too? Rudy's friend is named Kenny, but she frequently refers to him as Bud.
Who busted the TV screen?
Oh, Bud thought the frogs were talking to him again.
Hey, you're halfway there. Let's see what happens in round two. Hey, kids, come on in. It's time for screws. Here you go, one for everybody. One more thing. Don't be afraid of those screws. I gave them to you for a reason. If you want to force your buddy over there into answering the question, you... Category time, player two. The category is Stone Age Cinema. This one can get you $6,000. So, you think you've seen the Flintstones 98,000 times, huh? Well, that's probably because you have. So, listen up. Poor Flintstones. At the beginning of every show, they go to the drive-in and watch the same movie. If you were to take pity on them and produce a sequel, what would you call it? Godzilla. It's all yours, player. Player three, you gotta play it. Give me a... You know, when they're leaving the drive-in, the little now playing sign says, The Monster.
Yeah, I used to live next door to Fred and Wilma, and I saw that movie, The Monster, over and over and over again. Then I ordered me some big old ribs, and it tipped over my car. Then my dinosaur stuck his head through the roof. Damn rag tops.
Well, like the man says, player one good screw deserves another. Player three, time to make a choice. Let's see what we got going. A bird in the hand is a penny earned. How does $4,000 grab you? Imagine the horror of waking up one day and discovering you could only speak in cliches. Based on their positions in the ratings when they were canceled, which of these cliches would you use to best describe both I Love Lucy and The Andy Griffith Show? Since both Lucy and Andy Griffith's shows were ranked #1 when they were canceled by the networks, you could definitely have said that you'd better quit while you're ahead. You could also say the same thing about Max Headroom. Get it? Because, you know, he was just ahead. Yeah, like you could do better. Player one, what are we doing?
15! 13!
let's take a look at presenting a final summation. Heads up, this one's gonna be $6,000. Oh, that KG Matlock, he's feeling left out, what with Dick Clark and Ed McMahon having their own sweepstakes and all, so he's decided to give away his most recent earnings. If Matlock were to hold a sweepstakes with a grand prize equal to the amount he charges for a case, what would your sweepstakes mailing say? You may have already won nothing. You may have already won $33,000. You may have already won $100,000. Or you... Matlock always charges $100,000 for a case, and he always wins. Congratulations, you're obviously a very big fan of the Matlock channel. Or do you still call it TBS? Your call, player 2.
The kookiest digits you've ever seen. Together they're 14.
The category? Swimming with the enemy. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. Ready? Catch this. If you went swimming on China Beach, for which of these would you have to watch out? Being ripped off by crooked businessmen, being spotted by North Vietnamese spies, being revived by buxom lifeguards, or being run over by speeding race cars? I said China, not Daytona. Player 2, player 3, who wants it? China Beach takes place in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. The problem with trying to get a tan on China Beach is, if the ultraviolet rays don't get you, the Agent Orange certainly will. Player 2, take your pick. Yeah, chest strut fits dime whore.
It is time for a difficult question.
Grab hold of this gibberish category. Eating cereal at gunpoint. The opening value of this gibberish question is $10,000. Now here's the deal. The more time you take, the less cash you get. Okay, listen up. Buzz in and tell me, what famous quote does this rhyme with? Fats gun stall. Yep, pour the brand. And don't get freaked out by that punctuation. First clue, they're the first words uttered live. Come here, Watson, I want you? No. They're the first words uttered live during the historic first moonwalk. Last clue, take a giant leap for mankind.
The eagle has landed. Fats gun stall, yep, pour the brand. Hun, I can't keep your can lined.
Yeah, okay, and I'm sure you've always heard it as that's one small step for man instead of for a man, but Mr. Neil Armstrong himself says that he said amen. So, if you want to send anyone a letter, address it to Neil. Player 2, grab a category. Shake hands with Murphy's Law of Secretaries. 4,000 big ones for a right answer here. Hey, have you ever noticed that Murphy Brown has some running gags that recur from episode to episode? Yeah, and have you noticed that people are following you? I'm kidding. All right, well, if they added a weekly reference to Murphy Brown having an affair with her secretary, then what would we know about Murphy Brown's sex life? She is attracted to tall men. Murphy Brown changes secretaries so often that in the credits, they're listed by numbers rather than names. Of course, number 69 is her favorite. Player 1, give me a category. Today's specialties include, they call me Mr. Daryl. You get it right, you get 2K. Pencils ready, let's do it. Suppose Daryl and Daryl open a school of public speaking. If they start each class with the only word they ever said on Newhart, how might they begin? Quiet! Sit! Wash up! Or listen! Man, you're playing like sit. Player 1, player 3, go after it! I don't care what the other children say, you'll always be my favorite. Player 1, you can take it! Player 1! I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but I think that wash up is 2 words. Let me check. Wash up. Yeah, 2 words. People, these are questions about TV. The Daryls speak one time and one time only. They shout quiet because their wives are arguing. Actually, Daryl wants to become a marriage counselor, but Daryl really wants to teach. What's it gonna be, player 2? for your viewing pleasure, TV dinner guests. You get a right answer, you're walking away with $4 grand. Okay, free your mind. If Chico from Chico and the Man invites you over for dinner, what might you say upon getting a friendly tour of his domicile? Nice gear shift, manual or automatic? Cool junkyard, nice and roomy. I bet the fridge that came in this was nice. Or, so, which part do the horses sleep in? Here's Rongy. Player 1, player 3, grab it! It's all yours, player 1. Horses? What, were you born in a barn? Player 3, take a shot! Yeah, that's right. He lives in a cardboard box. I hope it's not dinner by candlelight. Woo! What is that smell? Chico lives in an old truck, so, you know, you might compliment his gear shift. And for dinner, well, let's see. We've got some beef jerky in the glove compartment and a couple of corn nuts jammed in the seat cushions. Bon appetit. Player 2, what looks good? Here we have Bible School for Hipsters. How does $2,000 sound? Okay, the Catholic Church gets a lot of flack for being stuffy and old-fashioned, right? Well, they should consider becoming more mod. And quite frankly, what's more mod than the Mod Squad? Imagine if the Holy Trinity of Catholicism had the same tagline as the Mod Squad. What would Catholics say instead of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? One black, one white, one blonde. Take it. One good, one bad, one ugly. Wow, you're going to hell. Player 1, player 3, let's do something. The Mod Squad Trinity is one black, one white, one blonde. God may be a brother, but I don't think Jesus is a natural blonde. How about it, player 3, category? This one's called Fictional Viewer Mail from Non-Fictional Viewers. I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. Okay, imagine this letter ending up in David Letterman's Viewer Mail segment. July 31, 1997. Dear Dave, I finally saw The Late Shift. It does not do you justice. I would like to do a true documentary about the late night wars. If PBS can commit 30 hours to the Civil War in baseball, there's no telling how much time they would give me for you. Which of these documentarians most likely wrote this letter? Steve J. Player 1, do it. Michael Moore. Hey, whatever happened to that show of his, TV Nation? Oh, yeah, that's right. It was too good, so they canceled it. Player 2, player 3, the time is now. Player 2, grab it. Ow, burning, burning, burning. You want it, player 3? No, Steve James directed that movie Hoop Dreams. Nice shooting, Shaquille. Say, you think it might be this one? The guy who does all those documentaries where they read actual letters from the period is Ken Burns. Yeah, the Civil War is like one of PBS's top-rated shows ever. As I watch my friends die around me every day, I think, Dave, what you need is to throw a pencil through a fake window. That is comedy. February 1982. Player 2, what do you want? Well, you've made it to the Jack Attack. Here's the deal. If you see two words that go together, buzz in and you get $2,000. If you buzz in when they don't go together, you can say goodbye to $2,000. Here's the fun part.
Remember the clue.
The words only match if they fit this clue. A show within a show. Now let's see what kind of show you put on. Good luck. player 3, I guess there's something to be said about winning a game with a score that really sucks. Something like...
Very nice work, people. Let's get those commercials going. Raul, hon, we doing this again?
I hate it when I just take anybody's name to fill up the high scoreboard. It makes me feel dirty. Hey, if you want to play again and make me feel dirtier, let me know.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
I love you both.
Listen to how one lovable addition can liven up a Vietnam miniseries. Look out! Charlie everywhere!
Hey, why is everyone here called Charlie?
These precious child actors come in all shapes and sizes. Children with lisps, redheads, fat kids, annoying brats, twins, dwarves. So why let those final season's ratings get you down? Call What You Talking About Warehouse and you and your show can go out with a giggle.
This week on The Real Holy World, Jesus and Muhammad face further problems as they adjust to being roommates.
Man, look at these dishes everywhere. How many Last Suppers is this guy gonna have? Jesus Christ.
They face the same difficulties that all roommates face.
Muhammad, why didn't you tell me that the Pope called?
Oh, sorry, man. I was on the other line with Cat Stevens and I forgot to leave you a message.
And there always seems to be another problem around the corner.
I really wish you wouldn't play those Judas Priest albums.
Yeah, why? So we can listen to your Striper albums instead?
Before they can bring peace to the world, they first have to bring peace to their 2-bedroom apartment.
After all, Muhammad, if we can be friends, then can't the whole world...
Friends? Yeah, we'll be friends when you stop ordering pork sausage on the pizza.
The Real Holy World, Tuesdays at 8, right after Liquid Diet Television.
On the next episode of Road Kids.
Welcome to Eastside Hospital, kids. Scrub up, grab a gown. Today you're all going to be surgeons.
Surgeons? Oh my God.
No way.
Cool.
I'll confess. At first I was a little nervous. Being a roadie for Van Halen was one thing, but this was serious surgery.
The doctor asked if anybody had ever performed an angioplasty before. I was like, wow, this is going to be really tough.
Okay, Kenny, you're going to need to make an incision right there, but be careful not to get the left ventricle.
Wait, you mean right here? Oh my God! Oh, gauze!
Surgery was definitely a challenge, but the doctors were very helpful, even after Kenny killed that guy.
Hey, the freaking camera guy bumped my arm.
You know, Kenny, you really need to take more responsibility.
I think, having to do surgery, we learned a lot about ourselves.
I can't wait for our next adventure.
Hey, look! What's that under his spleen?
It's our next clue. Hey, guys! We're going to be maximum security prison guards!
Catch it all on the next Road Kids.
Tonight, after The Real World, Trenton.
Each week on the Black Market Baby Roadshow, leading black market traders travel throughout the nation offering free appraisals of your unwanted or stolen children.
This is a relatively healthy 2-month-old baby girl. She has no noticeable scars. A fair price would be in the $20,000 to $30,000 range.
Watch as the Black Market Baby Roadshow cameras capture tales of long-neglected children snatched from attics, basements, and daycare centers.
I found this baby in a private nursery at a nearby estate.
This is an 8-month-old baby boy, and it's actually a distant relative of the British royal family and worth several $100,000.
Why, I had no idea.
Black Market Baby Roadshow's featured guest experts also offer tips on the preservation and protection of your newly purchased black market child.
This baby is my second, my third cousin's kid. They was killed in a high-speed automobile collision.
So keep an eye on your local birth announcements and hop on the Black Market Baby Roadshow tour in a city near you.
No, get down.
We brought you When Rats with Wings Swoop.
Down, boy, no.
When bees know you're afraid.
Hey, come on there, fellas. Hey, oh!
Tune in this Saturday night and see When Dogs Sniff Crotches 2.
Come on, boy, down. Hey, up there. Hey, can you get
When
your dog?
Dogs Sniff Crotches 2. Saturday night at 8 Eastern, 6 Pacific. When man's best friend gets a little too friendly.